The day my SAT score comes in, I automatically call out to the living room, "Mom, Dad, I got 1,570. I can go to college in Brookmere with Paige and Julia now." But only silence answers me. 4 rag dolls sit on the couch. Mom, Dad, my sister, Paige Hunt, and my childhood best friend, Julia Andrews. They stare back at me with round eyes, keeping me company quietly, just like they have for countless nights. Suddenly it hits me. This isn't the Hunt residence. I was kidnapped when I was 5. Mom couldn't handle the shock, so Dad adopted Reynold Hunt to comfort her. A year ago, I was finally found and brought back. But within a few months, Reynold threw a tantrum and threatened to end his life, all because my grades were better, and I outshone him at every turn. So I became the Hunt family's dirty little secret, banished to this rented apartment. The first night I moved in, a drunk neighbor pounded on the wrong door. Terrified under my blanket, I called Mom, Dad, Paige, and Julia, but every call went straight to a cold dial tone. Right before dawn, Mom finally texted, "Stop calling. Even seeing your number makes Reynold upset." After that, I made 4 dolls in their likeness. They ate with me and slept by my side. They listened to every milestone I achieved and every heartbreak I had no one else to tell. But this time, as tears stream down my face, I don't reach out to hug them. After walking in the dark for so long, I finally find the courage to never look back. I stood there and really looked at the rented apartment I'd spent the last year in for the very first time. The wallpaper was peeling off in chunks, exposing the ash-gray concrete underneath. The curtains were stiff from too many washes, and their edges were stained with stubborn mold. The ancient AC rattled overhead, blowing nothing but hot air. During the hottest months of exam prep, I sat at my desk every day grinding through practice papers. By the time I finished a single test, I'd be drenched in enough sweat to wash myself twice. But my family wasn't poor. Mom, Dad, my sister, Paige Hunt, and my adopted brother, Reynold Hunt, lived in a 3,000 square meter luxury apartment right downtown. Reynold had his own study, piano room, and gaming room. Even his collection of sneakers and figurines had its own dedicated display room. Yet, when they kicked me out, Mom just frowned and said, "It's only for a year. There's no need to rent a fancy place. Once the SAT is over, we'll bring you home." But it had been over 2 weeks since the SAT ended, and the results were released that day. But not a single soul had mentioned letting me come back. I looked down, about to pack away my 4 rag dolls, when my phone buzzed with a text from Mom. "Ollie, come home later. We need to talk about your college applications." I stared blankly at the words, "come home." My heart, which had already sunk to the bottom, foolishly stirred again. Maybe they did remember me after all. I rushed downstairs, anxious that the bus would take too long. I splurged on a cab for the first time. When I pushed the front door open, the living room was bursting with life. Mom, Dad, Paige, and my childhood best friend, Julia Andrews, were all there. They were crowding around Reynold, who sat in the middle behind 4 beautifully wrapped gifts. Mom stroked his hair and said gently, "Well done, Reynold. You scored over 1,300. You can go to college in Brookmere now." Paige chimed in, smiling. "Of course he's going to Crawford University. I tutored him in math myself. I spent a whole year stressing over him. It wouldn't make sense if he didn't go to the same school as me." Julia frowned. "No way. I was the one who got his literature scores up. He should go to Beaumont University." They bickered back and forth like they were fighting over a priceless treasure. Meanwhile, I stood by the entryway, looking exactly like a thief who had broken into someone else's house. After a long while, Mom finally noticed me, and the smile faded from her face. "Oh, welcome back, Ollie." The laughter in the room died instantly.